You're back.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you, bro.
Thank you.
How are you?
All good, thank you. How are you?
All good. Better for having you here on home territory. That's where we like
It is really close to home. It's lovely to be here.
And how does it feel? I mean, you've had a long time with Stoke City, a long affiliation, and the love you have for the football club is still relevant.
It's still there now, 100%.
What does this area mean to you?
Almost everything, to be honest. It's just, I remember the first day I signed for Stoke on the Mark Hughes. I remember the interviews and talking to the manager. My dad was there as well, and just the time that I had here, the opportunity to play in the Premier League, and being connected with the club and the fans in such a quick period, basically, and then being at the club for so many years, just build on, and yeah, just I can honestly say that I do miss the place.
We miss you.
No, but it sounds so easy to say, but I enjoyed playing for Stoke a lot.
Well, let's take you back to the very beginning, because there was Erik Pieters before Erik Pieters came to Stoke City. Growing up in Eindhoven, a very small village in Netherlands. Paint me that picture of a young Erik.
Young Erik is just like you said, like growing up Eindhoven, maybe 750 people living there, population.
Can't get away with anything.
No, but the only thing I want to do is play football at a young age. So I just play football with one of my friends, always being on the football pitch, just playing football. And then, when I was 14, I just moved to the big city, Utrecht, to play there in the academy. And then I just got like really lucky and to play in the first team there as well, where it all started for me. And I played there for 2 seasons. And then moved to PSV, and from PSV to here to Stoke.
You say lucky, very humble. You have to create your own luck a lot of the time.
Oh no,
it's a lot of hard work.
I understand, but like at that time, the only thing you are not focusing on, but I don't think you focus on things. But when you're young, you just want to do one thing, and that's play football.
Did you start central midfielder? What position did you play?
Number 10.
Number 10.
Yeah, with my friends, when I played amateurs, I played always number 10. And then when I did try to get in the Utrecht Academy, I started number 10. And after 10 minutes, I couldn't catch a breath.
Sticking left back.
I was completely dead after 10 minutes. So then he tried me on left mid. And then from left mid, I went left back, and then I got signed as a left back.
So did you idolise other number 10s? Who did you look up to?
I didn't idolise number 10. Obviously, when I was a young kid and watching the Premier League, I loved watching Dennis Bergkamp. I think everyone watching him loved the way how he played, especially the Dutch way, how he played football. But then obviously when I became a professional footballer, my idols were Jaap Stam and Roberto Carlos.
So what stood out for you?
I think it's just the appearance of Jaap Stam. Remember when we always watched Euros and World Cups all together with family and friends. So we always like dress up, shirt on, and go and have food and watch the game and do predictions and stuff. And just remember like his vision, his expression in his face to play that game of Jaap Stam is just amazing. I had one time I played against him. That was like the final game of Philippe Cocu. He played in the Cocu team, so I played against him. And PSV Ajax, I played. And obviously Roberto Carlos. Don't think I have to talk much about him because he just was one heck of a left back he was.
Well, you went to PSV. It was around 2.5 million euros, wasn't it? You won the Dutch Super Cup with them, the Johan Cruyff Schaal, that first taste of success. PSV is such a massive club.
It is.
Do you feel the weight of playing for a team like that, especially when there's a level of expectation, your finals, your Ajax, your PSV, that kind of battle at the top is massive?
It is massive. Yes, you do feel the pressure. But I always kind of way kept my mind cool to say just enjoy it. I think when you enjoy playing football, you get the best out of yourself. And till the day, I just still do it. I just want to do my best. I do my best, like from the start to the end, and just enjoy it. Because no one goes into a game like, oh, let's lose this game. You know what I mean? And I know it's hard, and sometimes you have good days and bad days and stuff, but you just give it your all. And I always told myself, like I said, I want to enjoy every single game, every single minute I am on the pitch. And when you get older, you definitely enjoy it more.
Do you remember what you did to Luis Figo? We talk about Carlos. I watched this clip last night.
You did your homework, didn't you? Yeah.
Where have you pulled that out of?
I
you had a good time that day.
I knocked him in that game. It was the Philippe Cocu game. And then 5 minutes after, he kicked me. And I just accepted the kick, and I was like, yeah, sorry for that.
I think kicked by Luis Figo, it's fine.
Yeah, got a good scar now. I remember that. And
it's not just a nutmeg, you backheeled.
I know. I didn't mention to do that, to be honest. Not on purpose. Like, it's just a friendly game, and it's all about like Philippe Cocu, obviously. But he is more than right to kick me. Yeah, definitely.
Because you played with some decent players at PSV. Going through your list of teammates: Memphis Depay, Dries Mertens, Gini Wijnaldum, obviously Ibi Afellay as well. Who stands out for you in that team? Because they all went on and done so much.
I think everyone stands out in their own ways. I played with Dries Mertens as well. He went to Napoli and stuff.
What's he like? He's quite funny on Instagram.
He is funny. He's a good guy. He's funny, and you can tell when players are having this certain ability. And I think he was just a match made in heaven when he went to Napoli. At that time, Gini is a wonderful guy. I knew him already before because we played in the youth of the Dutch teams together. Always friendly, always smiling. Afellay, when I came, I think it was his last year he was there, because then he moved to Barcelona. Obviously, great player, really good dribbling.
What's he like off the pitch?
Calm, really calm. It's just like you don't see him or hear him off the pitch. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but he has his own life going on. He was not like me off the pitch when I was young. But I think when he grew up, obviously he was at PSV at a really young age already. And he played with some amazing players there, having success in Champions League and stuff, don't get me wrong. And obviously winning the league multiple times. So he had like big mentors over there, leading him the way of how he should live as a professional. And he took it really serious.
Because he was always quiet here.
He was quiet.
Very quiet.
He's just like really serious in how he does things. I remember one day at Stoke, he asked me to pick him up, go to training. And he asked me to leave at like, say, 7:30. I was like, bro, I'm not going to leave at 7:30. I'm going to be at the training ground at 8.
Still in bed, bro.
I'm going to be at the training ground at 8 o'clock. What am I going to do for an hour and a half at the training ground? Like, food is maybe 10 minutes. Have a coffee, that's maybe another 10 minutes. Then what am I going to do? You have treatment. And they're like, no, that's not me, bro. That's not me. So, okay, fine. We agreed to pick him up a bit later. But then, after training, going back home, ice bath, massage, swimming pool, shower. I was sitting there for like waiting for an hour and a half. I'm like,
what's this guy doing?
Bloody hell, Evie, come on, I need to go home now. It's time to go home now. And no, just quick massage. And then.
Why is it the Barcelona in him, do you think?
Like I said, I think from a young age, he saw like legs of like Mark van Bommel, for example. Just living as a professional footballer. And he was just a young kid at that time, but he just learned the way. And obviously at Barcelona, it's all about like taking care of your body and play football and enjoy it and do your bits and pieces. But also after, besides football, you have to take care. So he was an up-and-top professional.
You would have come up against. I always think it's interesting whenever you look at the Dutch league. and the players that come over and play in England, and the players that come over and play in the Premier League, we just named a few of them there. You had a similar time span to Luis Suarez. When he went in through Groningen after he came from
Ajax.
Nacional and then Groningen, then into Ajax, and he was unbelievable. He was always a one in three type striker. And then when he went to Ajax, he was phenomenal.
Yeah.
You play against him? Did you always know that he was going to go on and do what he did?
The thing for me, when I watched them and analyzed them, he always almost like playing a 1-2 with your legs. I think, this is lucky. Groningen is lucky. Ajax, lucky. Liverpool, it can't be luck anymore, is it? Somehow he just knew, his head went down, tick, 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 carry on ball, and then this.
Because it was never intricate, was it? It was almost like he'd run through you. Do you remember when he nutmegged Ryan Shotton?
Yeah.
Sorry, shots.
Yeah, Shot got it. You had a couple of words with shots after that, but it's just amazing how he does it. Like I said, his head went down, and how can you know where the goal is when your head goes down? And he's just like, tick, 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 and then goal. Like how do you do it? So it's not luck anymore. He does it everywhere. Everywhere he went, he just done it.
One of the best you came up against? I mean, we'll talk about it a little bit.
Not the best, but I came up with, but definitely one of the most difficult players to defend. Because
it's different, right?
It's completely different. It's not pace. It's not like a certain technique that you think like. There's no way to defend it, because he just kicks the ball against you, and then it comes back, and then against you again, comes back, and then he's past you, and like, where did he go? Like it's sharp.
Well, then finally, the moment came. You get the call. Who made that initial contact with you, and how did the move come? You were Mark Hughes' first signing here.
So, I remember being at PSV at a rough period because I was injured, missing the Euros and stuff. So just coming back, as a kid you always dreamed to play Premier League. And then my agent called me and saying like, listen, I'm working on getting you to England, to the Premier League. I said, listen, that's amazing, like, just let me know how serious it is and how it is going. And it's before I knew it, I was there. I was going into the plane, getting in a taxi, put my head down, going and drive into Clayton training ground, put my head down, because all people were watching and stuff. And
we had a lot of fans around the training ground.
There was not many
people in the bushes.
There were people there, and first I was thinking like there's people walking the dogs around the place there and stuff, but then quickly, obviously it's pre-season and stuff, Gaffer just came in as well. You just knew people were like watching who's coming in and who's going out. And then I came, and Mark Hughes was there, and a funny story though, sorry Gaffer. So me and my dad were there, and had a chat, and obviously my dad knows who Mark Hughes is. But me as just a simple, not a simple lad, but like as a young kid.
Very simple lad.
very simple. No, but me just as like unknown in how big Mark Hughes is as a name. We had a chat with him, and I really love you to come. I sat down in the canteen, and my dad was like, you know who that is, right? It's like, yeah, that's my gaffer. You know who that is, right? I said, no, Dad. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? It's Mark Hughes. Yeah, my gaffer.
Yeah.
No, City, Barcelona. They're like, really? Straight away, phone. Ooh. Didn't know that, so sorry, gaffer. But yeah, that was a funny story too. That I remember sitting there and talking about the gaffer, and I think we had a instant connection in how he wants to play, how he sees football and stuff, and I just couldn't wait to sign my contract and come and play.
Does that change things when, I always think it comes from a more reputable source, if you like. If your manager, if your coach has been there, done it, got the T-shirt, does it change a little bit in your head to think, well, actually, this guy does know what he's talking about?
It definitely does something. If you're talking to an old pro,
is it a bit more respect, maybe?
You always have respect for your manager. Always. That's rule number one. Till a certain point, I think, when they're gonna disrespect you, then you have to stand up for yourself. But you always have to respect your manager. But when a manager has been there, done that, and especially on his level, there's definitely some respect there.
Could he do it in training?
He definitely did it in training. He definitely did it. Not like City though. He tried it, the City one at Stoke. He probably hit a couple of good ones, but never been recorded. You can tell he was a class player.
And you got Sido, can't hit a barn door in training, you just take things.
No, Sido was thinking like, nah, he's not good enough for me. You know Sido. We spoke about it before it started. Sido is a good guy, don't get me wrong. He's just, sometimes he just does things and where he doesn't think about it, and it affects him and affects the whole team. What didn't work out for him, unfortunately, at Stoke.
Well, we signed Muniesa just after you.
Muni.
We signed, I think Stephen Ireland came in that window.
Stephen Ireland, yeah, I remember him.
Marko Arnautovic.
Mooi brat.
Not a bad little player himself.
No.
Who were you closest to in that setup? I know you still catch up with Muni now and then.
Catch up with Muni, Marco nowadays. I think I was really close with at that time with Muni. Obviously we were came roughly at the same time. We were in the same hotel, getting our friends over, go for dinner together. But then slowly my relationship with Marco grew as well. Obviously he's Balkan and the missus is Balkan, so we had this instant connection, both crazy.
Well, I was going to say
Marco and the missus. So,
well, give me a Marco story. I mean, I even remember we were doing a shoot with Shaq, who will have obviously been a couple of years later. Sky were there, a few other broadcasters were there, and they literally just wanted one photo of Shaq and Arnie together, one picture. And Shaq was taking Marco home after training, and he just sat there like this. No photo, no photo, no photo. I go home, no photo. And they're going, just take the picture and you'll be able to leave. Like it's so much faster for you to just take the picture, just outright refusing to have the picture. I don't know if he just didn't want a picture of Shaq or something. But he just didn't comprehend the fact that one picture takes 2 seconds.
I know.
And you'll be out the door.
I don't know. Marco is just, for me, it's different. I love to play with him at the left-hand side. It was so easy, and I think you can see it from the stands as well. We had that instant connection with each other. But yeah, Marco's story. Marco's Marco. I don't think there's many stories about him. There will probably be loads of stories about him. Not for camera. But no, it's just like Marco's Marco. He's just doing his own thing. And he is good if he does his own thing. But then he doesn't have to overthink it. Because when he just overthink things, then he just is gone. And he goes 0 to 100 real quick. Real quick.
I think he called play liaison Curtis about 2 a.m. to get a spider out of his bathroom.
Yeah.
Which sums him up.
Yeah, I've heard that story as well. That sums him up. But I would say a thing about Marco. If you need to call him at 2 o'clock at night, if I would call him at 2 o'clock at night and say, Marco, I'm in trouble, he will be there. And that's a good thing, but I just had that connection, that relationship with Marco on and off the pitch. It was just amazing, and that we could do it together, and also at Stoke. And obviously then he moved to West Ham, played against West Ham against him, and always still had that love for each other. Hard to play against though. Don't like to play against them, but it's quite easy to get in his head as well. So
Wind him up.
To wind him up, and it's fun. It's fun. I love to play against people I know, because it's just, when I'm on the pitch, I just want to have fun, and obviously work hard and then make jokes in between with players. So it was good fun to play against him.
Who was the best in training? Arnie up there?
If he wants to, he could be the best. He not always wanted to be at training. Who was the best? It's hard to say, It's not one. I think the time that we had at Stoke, I think it's just a team effort, because there's not one player who stood out. It's just how we get to training, get to matches. I remember Arsenal at home with Johnny Walters on the right-hand side. Literally, it's just the first 10, 15 minutes. Put the balls to Johnny Izzer. Put the ball to Walters. He will
make it happen.
Make it happen. Demolish the left back. and then that way we will win that game. Remember when Asaidi came towards Stoke, obviously he has that street soccer in him.
Yeah.
Well, most of the players were not used to that. Obviously I knew him, how he played it, so some people jumped high in the air. Well, the ball was still on his feet, so especially Charlie Adam, he jumped a couple of times. But no, so I think overall, I don't think it was like one player for me that shined. It's just more like the overall effort, how good we were in training and in the league, and it just went effortless. It's the combination of the foreign people and the English player who understood the league, how it's supposed to be played. Worked really well.
How did you kind of run yourselves? Because I know that speaking to the likes of Ryan and Waltz and so on, the manager wasn't exactly involved every second of training. A lot of it would obviously be left to Eddie and Mark. How did that work? How did the dressing room work? Was it a lot of, because you had such good characters in the dressing room, you just kind of got on with things?
Yeah.
What was that like on a day-to-day basis?
Exactly like that. Like, we came in and really quickly we started to play two-touch in the dressing room, but the ceiling height is really low. So Bardo had this thing up and down. So one has to be the head and one has to be like lower body. But when you touch the roof, obviously, then you get a point, and 2 points, you get a flick. It's nice when you play with 5 people.
Yeah.
But quickly it turned out to have like 10 people. And then when you lose,
Chaotic.
So yeah, it was amazing. It says enough, and like how quickly everyone just came together, and everyone was playing two-touch, and the one who wasn't playing was sitting there watching us to play two-touch in the dressing room, and it was just like you said, like it's just like a natural way that we bonded, and that translated in the training ground in match day. So for Gaffer, I think is the perfect situation where you can step in and guide the players where need to be guided. But it doesn't have to be losing and focusing his energy on the team bond, but that's how we as players did it. Because
I know a couple of managers who have almost fell out of love with the game nowadays, just purely for the fact that, I don't know whether it's a modern player, modern character type thing, but as the manager or as head coach, if you're expected to take training, you're expected to take preparations for the fixture on the weekend, probably talking about how your recovery is going to go, then you're involved in transfers and recruitment, then you're involved in the medical side of stuff, then you're involved in the egotistical off the pitch issues if you have players who have problems away from the actual game. I know some managers who've just thought it's too much. It's too much.
It is a lot nowadays. A lot of, obviously now it's been outspoken as well.
You're doing a lot of media stuff.
There's a lot of media stuff. But I think when you have love for the game, I think you just step into it and try to do your best with it as a manager. Comparing the Stoke time with Mark Hughes and comparing to now is completely different, obviously. But yeah, a lot comes with a job, and especially nowadays, a lot comes with a job. So the last thing you basically want to worry about is the chemistry of your team. So you need the right characters in your team to make sure everything comes along. And we had some great leaders in the team. Ryan, obviously, it was amazing. Hoofy was amazingly the Begovic. Another amazing person to lead the way. But he also have like legs with like a Charlie Adam, a bit crazy and funny, but serious at the time when it needed to be. In training, and when it wasn't that sharp, he had like a Mam Diouf and Phil Bardsley kicking each other and running against each other and almost fighting, but always like in a respectful way. So the chemistry and the way that everything just came along is, like I said, it is amazing. And I spoke to you beforehand. That time was it's just fun.
It was fun. Also horrible team at times.
We were horrible, don't get me wrong. Like, listen now. Like, Mark Hughes said to me, like, I don't want to play like how Stoke is reminded us, like, kicking long balls and fight and getting second balls, long throws. I don't want to play that. I want to play football. I want to change a little bit how we as a Stoke going to play. but obviously we had to keep that.
There's always a balance to it, isn't there?
You have to have a balance. You have to have a balance. But we could be nasty as well. If like games like against an Arsenal, you just knew you just have to work hard and get on the toes and start kicking them a little bit and fighting, winning your duels, go for the header and win the first header and get the elbow a little bit in his back or in the back of his head, those kind of things. You know Arsenal becomes soft and you have more chance to win the game, and we will do everything to win the game.
Did you love the Arsenal games?
At home, yeah.
What made those ones different?
In a way, we just knew we were going to win that game. It's weird, and it's nothing disrespectful to Arsenal or whatsoever, but it's just more like we just knew if we are on our level in how we can play, we will win that game.
You played the 3-2? You played the full 90 in that?
Yeah. Yeah, obviously, like the Liverpool game you can't beat, but we had we beat City at home 2-0. So we had amazing games, and especially at home with us being us, with the Stoke fans behind us loud and proud. I still speak with the missus about it, and she says the same things, like the Stoke times for me, as your wife, were the best times as well.
You mentioned Liverpool.
Yeah.
Let's go there. 6-1.
I think you spoke with everyone about this now.
Your words can't really sum it up in some respects.
And even now, speaking about it, it's just like playing that game. If I remember correctly, it's just like having a meeting in the dressing room before. Like, lads, we need to be short and sharp. Make sure we on it, because it's going to be a difficult game. Last game of Steven Gerrard, so they want to win this game. 45 minutes later, walked in the dressing room 4-0 up. Everyone just sit there like, what the hell?
What do you do at half time in a game like that?
I was just quiet, because obviously we didn't realize what was going on the first basically 5 minutes, where everyone like, we are 4-0 up.
What was different about it? Because there's games like you say, you go into the Arsenal games, you go into United games, which are big moments for yourselves. You always kind of take it up a notch at times. If a big club comes to town, that inevitably is going to happen. But
that's the thing, when a big club comes, you don't have to motivate your players. If you have to motivate a player for a big game, then it's weird. It's not correct. Most of the time you have to motivate your players when you play the shit teams, basically, because who wants to play an FA Cup game? Port Vale away or something like that. You're a bad guy. No, but it is those games, Wednesday night away somewhere. You don't want to play those games. So the big games, you don't have to motivate people. But in that game, everything just clicks. Everything was just effortless.
Because you beat Feyenoord as well, 10-0.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
So you had a bit of experience in this, Erik.
No, I definitely had experience. Feyenoord game was funny though, because we still had to play away at Feyenoord. And we just knew
don't even bother.
That's going to be almost impossible to win that game.
Yeah.
Beating them 10-0 at home, and now we have to play there. As a manager of Feyenoord, you only have to say, listen, you know what I did to you. You know what I did to you. Yeah. Just correct them. So with the Liverpool game, like I said, in half time, you just sit there, quiet.
The same thing kind of applies with the Feyenoord thing. If you're 4-0 up at half time against Liverpool, again, you're kind of expecting a bit of a reaction, but then you go out and beat them 2-1 in the second half.
That's the thing, though. I think when you are in that stage, I know second half, the first 10-15 minutes are important. If they score one goal, possible 2 quick goals, it's going to be a hard time.
Game on.
But if you keep them under control, you have a 4-goal cushion. Nick 1 makes a 5, then you just enjoy it. And that's about what we did, isn't it? We just controlled the first 10, 15 minutes and then just cruised to the second half. And I don't think there's a better last game of the season ever, is there?
How do you go into the break then on the back of that? Where did you go?
Wow. And a couple of whiskeys. And I remember really well. The family obviously was there. So yeah, we beat them 6-1. Came back home. Obviously, the whole talk was about the 6-1 and how amazing the game was, and then go for dinner all together. And we definitely had a couple of drinks there.
Yeah. Who was the biggest one for night out?
Night out. This night out was with the family though, but with a night out.
Who when you go out?
I was
main culprit.
Shotton. Ryan Shotton was always in for a night out. Always in.
Still is.
I don't know. Like, don't speak to him. Like, I haven't spoken to him.
Trust me, he still is.
He still is.
Still is.
Shots. I'm not anymore. But I had some great nights with Shots.
Great lad. Great character.
Yeah, I remember end of the season. I went to London with him as well, with his friends and my friends. Went to Cirque at that time. And we had a good time.
Well, rightly so, because you're having a good time on the pitch. You have a good time off it.
But the thing is, like, don't get me wrong, like, you work real hard till the end of the season to get as high as possible in the league. And then if you then have like season like that, you become 9th in the league 3 times in a row, you're doing something right. Obviously, you want to aim for more, you want to aim for that Europe spot, you know what I mean? Fortunately, we couldn't achieve that, and at the end of the day, a couple of years later, we got relegated, and that still hurts, because I still do believe we are good enough at that time to stay in the Prem, but unfortunately, we couldn't stay in.
Well, with every good game, brilliant game, sensational game, there's obviously going to be the moments, the low moments, the tougher times. League Cup semi-final against Liverpool. Bittersweet kind of moments, because to go and get a result in the first place, you still look back at the 2 games and think we definitely should have cleaned up, definitely should be going through.
Yeah.
Again, speaking to Money Asa about this, I think he might have missed the penalty.
I still feel sorry for him,
and yet,
especially because
he still talks about that support.
He's such a nice lad. He's such a funny guy. In the way he talks English and this Spanish accent from him, always that big smile of him.
Are those the tougher moments that make you? I mean, the support that you get was evident anyway, but in those tough moments, the Stoke fans, that support was emphasised.
Yeah, 100%.
Tenfold. They were sat singing his name on the back of missing the penalty.
Was he walking? If I remember correctly, he was walking on his own. We were standing behind him, and he was walking on his own towards the fence, and they were just singing his name, clapping. And they had this song about him and Gosselou and that one. It was so funny. But yeah, like you said, the support, obviously, for the love that we all have for Mooney, it was immense, and we still have, because he's, like I said, he's just a great guy. But he had the support from his teammates, us, but also from the whole fans and the whole Stoke fans, stadium, everywhere. He had the support, and I think that definitely helped him to go to missing that pen, because, like I said, I still feel sorry for him.
Well, let's talk about some goals. The best goals that we seem to have scored during your time at Stoke. You got the assist for.
Miss kick. The assist for Begovic.
Well, every single goal that we kind of come up with, there's, I think, not the Charlie Adam one. I can't give you that one for the assist.
No.
It's halfway line. But
I was shouting at the sideline though. I was on the bench.
So you played a part.
Yeah, I said like, "What the f are you doing over there?" And then he went in like, "Well done, Charlie."
But Jufi's against City.
Brilliant assist that was.
All down to you.
Yeah, 100%. I was like, the ball came in, I cleared it with my head.
Pinpoint accuracy.
I meant that though. I'm not gonna lie. I meant that. I meant to head it to Jufi, mom. And I said, like, I was running behind him, like, go, Mum, just score a beautiful goal, so I get the assist. Not at all. No, like, he just went on a journey over there, and it was like, why does it stop? And he went, what
do I do now?
And we win that game 1-0, like, amazing.
There's another goal, even longer than Charlie's, and there's a goalkeeper who tries to take all the credit for it. He tries to say it's longest goal.
That's shambles from him, though, isn't
pathetic.
It? It's all about that pass, the accuracy of the passing. I mean, like, it's all about the set. I mean, like, it's simple.
With such a ball in, you fill in with such confidence.
He couldn't miss.
How could he not?
He couldn't miss. No, that was amazing. I still see that goal coming across social media so often. Was it straight from kickoff?
Straight from, yeah.
Straight from kickoff.
All in the idea.
I saw it coming. And I remember they tried to give a full pass straight away, and obviously I read the pass, and the safest way for me to pass it back to Esmir. And he's just smacked that ball, just cleared the pitch, and the ball went, and then that bounce. Like I said, he couldn't miss. The set was so good. But that was a great goal.
What about yours?
My best goal, and my best friend still till this day, Tim Cole is gonna hate me for it. Newcastle at home. It's the best goal I scored.
Meant every second of it.
100%. Listen, when you have Crouchy on top, everyone expects me to give a high cross to Crouchy. Knowing my friend Tim Krul, I know he's going to gamble. He's a gambler. On the pitch, he gambles. So I knew he's going to step forward. But, you know, like when you have the ball and you see him, it's a simple twist of the foot and it's guided in the corner. Simple.
Straightforward. Psychology of football.
Everyone can do it.
Why would you want to put it on Crouchy's a small lad anyway? He's not going to win anything.
He's not going to win a header. So yeah, no, like, I don't. Funny story. I spoke before the game, like the week before. Like I said, like Tim, like make sure you tell the gaffer you stay in Stoke, so we go out. I scored the goal. He wasn't allowed to go with me. Wow, that was a shame though. But I scored against him.
Yeah, when you did that to him, I'm not surprised he spoke to you again.
No. Like I said, like we know each other now. I met him when I was 16, and till today we still speak and we're still friends. That's 20 years of really close friendship.
Which is rare in football, right?
I believe so, but we always been in touch during our career. He went to Newcastle really early in his time, and we always spoke honest and open about how much we earn, what's the best way to do it, how's the Premier League, how's life in England and stuff. The year before I came to Stoke, I was close to move to Newcastle as well, but that didn't go through because I got injured, I believe. So yeah, since 16 we've been in touch and still have been.
I'm going to name a player. Give me one word to sum them up. Brek Shea.
Crazy American.
Jermaine Pennant.
Jermaine Pennant. How do I describe Jermaine Pennant?
Family friendly.
Family friendly. Jermaine Pennant.
Quiet. Well, didn't really do much. Didn't really get up to much, did he?
He's all himself. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
No, Jermaine is Jermaine. Like everyone knows Jermaine. A lovely guy, though.
Lovely guy.
Funny. He's funny.
Wilson Palacios.
Mi hermano. He's a family guy. Family guy. He came across to me as a family guy. Chupo. He doesn't know what he is. Is he German? Is he? No, sorry, Chupo. Sorry, Bo. No, Chupo. No, I forgot about Chupo.
Yeah.
Obviously, I followed his path after.
Unbelievable path, by the way.
How you get really good to go to Paris Saint-Germain and then go to like Bayern Munich?
Did you ever ring him up try and change agents?
Everyone is his agent. That's clear. Jeez, no. Chupo is funny. Him and
Kurt Zuma.
Kurt Zuma.
Yeah.
Speaking French all day long.
Yeah.
Still no clue what they said. The French Connection, I will call it then.
Steven and Zonzi?
Unbelievable. This guy, funny story about Steven and Zonzi. Signed for Stoke, going pre-season to America. And Steven and Zonzi was a player, like, just give me the ball. I said, bro, you got 2-3 people around you. Just give me the ball. They were given the ball the first time. We did, and then I think Ryan didn't give him the ball the second time. I think it happened like 3 or 4 times. Pre-season game in America. Finally, he got the ball, flicked it off, kicked it out of play, walked off. Stop. I'm like, is this what I signed for?
Yeah.
Is this going into the Premier League? Is this And then obviously going into pre-season, get to know the players better, know how they want to play. Steven is just that player. He just always want to have that ball.
And you could trust him with it?
Easily. Easily. Him and Bula, in a way, they were the same. Mbula was saying, give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball.
What was Mbula like? Because obviously came in for a decent amount of money.
I think...
What happened from your perspective? He scored as well.
I think with Mbula, I think he was kind of misunderstood in a way that he just needed that freedom to play. And don't tell him too much what he needs to do, because he won't be at his best, first of all, and he doesn't like it. He just wants to play football. He just wants to have the ball, get the ball, dribble, and he always stands still, does fake move, and goes. He always did the same thing, but was so effective. And if he was hitting his top level, it's unstoppable. In training, sometimes he just dribbles, and then the gaffer didn't like it or whatsoever. People tell him, Eddie told him a couple of times. Also tried it with Nzonzi. And then they were gone. They had just like, no, I just want to play football. I don't want to kick the ball forward and do X, Y, and Z. I just want to play football, have the ball on my feet. And that's what I love. So I think it's just, most of the time, it's a misunderstanding. Well,
eventually, we will have to go there. Relegation in 2018.
Yep.
And I know just from your relationship with the football club, your love for the football club, it still hurts. It still hurts.
Because I still believe that if we kept on, if you stay with Mark Hughes those last 10 days, obviously you don't know. It's easy to say, don't get me wrong, after. But 10 games, does it change a lot? It didn't work out, so it's easy to say now, like I said before.
Could you see that something changed that season? Were things starting to go?
No, it's the years before. It slowly went less and less. Slowly you lose some key players. So if you lose every season, if you lose 1 or 2 key players, and a different kind of players come in, you always do your best, don't get me wrong, but if you become 9th, and then it was like 13th, 16th,
and then slowly,
and then relegation. So it went slowly. It wasn't like out of the blue we got relegated, and so slowly you could see like the mixture of that we had in the beginning of like the English players understanding the league, understanding what they need, with the right foreign players blending into what the Premier League is asking, losing legs like Johnny Walters, Crouchy, Pardo, Glenn Whelan. Like, it's still your core, isn't it? You're losing slowly, you're losing players who are keeping everyone together. Bekovic left. So it was hard to see that you just slowly see the club go to relegation. It was hard.
And eventually you would go? What happened there, man? Come on.
Yeah, so Newman.
It's not exactly like you went and...
I didn't want to leave.
You were on a downward curvature of your career. Like, you weren't at the tail end of your career necessarily. You had a lot more to give.
I never wanted to leave Stoke. And in a way, I just get forced out, isn't it? And that happens. That's football, and that's fine. I just wish it was in a different way. I didn't want to leave Stoke at the back door. Not what I've been through, what Stoke gave me, what the fans gave me. I didn't want to leave in the way that I left. Obviously, it came in pre-season. Everyone's playing left back on your position, except you.
Who weren't actual left backs either.
No, like Bruno, come on, you know as well, you're slow as hell. He was playing left back. Sam Klukas, left midfielder, playing left back. McLean, winger, playing left back. And then you have me playing 200 plus Premier League games for Stoke, not playing left back. So it was hard to accept, hard to understand at the time. I understand it now, obviously, way better than at the time. But yeah, so halfway the season, I decided to move to Amiens for 4 months, the rest of the season, to play again and enjoy playing football. Went there and then came back and had a move to Burnley after.
You all got to Burnley. Done well.
We've done well. I played 3 years.
The Burnley, West Brom.
Burnley, West Brom, and then Luton for a month, and then now I'm here with you.
Now you're here with me. Things are looking up. Things are looking up.
Much better now. No, yeah. So yeah.
What is next for you? I mean, I know you're doing PFA course, coaching qualifications, UFA.
Obviously now with my age and stuff, you are in this transition period of your career, and that's fine. And I'm looking forward to the next path, the next beginnings. So I'm doing this PFA course, Emotional Intelligence, Leadership and Psychology, leading up to doing my A license with the PFA to get into coaching. I will never stop playing football. I will play as long as I can.
So good to see you, bro.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much.